All right, folks. In order for you to understand everything that's going on, decide to have a video meeting instead of having all 118 of you try to get in a room at the same time. When you finish, you're going to be emailed later in a few days a quiz that you must pass to get your form to miss school. So pay attention to everything I say, or you're going to be watching this again. Um, Next week, as we're coming up, it's a quick week. You guys have Monday off. You have 4 days after that. During pause, we're going to distribute the uniforms on Tuesday and Wednesday. Everything's supposed to be shipped to us on Monday. Hopefully this will all work out. What I need you to do right away is make sure you have shoes and pants that fit. Every year we get to state and one of the boys has 2 or 3 inches up on their shin with their pants because they've grown 2 or 3 inches this year. Make sure you have comfortable shoes. Make sure you have pants that fit. Make sure you have a belt, black pants, that kind of stuff. Your field trip form that I'll give to you once you pass the quiz, you can pick it up, is due Friday. I have to get a quick turnover on these. Some of you guys don't understand the concept of a deadline. Let me be clear. If I don't have it by Friday, you're not going to state. So make sure you get that in. Check remind all the time. Some of you guys are not very good at this. Most of you are doing wonderful, but we will be sending as state gets closer a lot more reminds. Wednesday, 2 weeks from the Wednesday of state, plan on 7 or 8 reminds from me and Officer Hart and Coach Schneider because we've got to get information to you to make sure that you get to state and you're successful. Check your contest standards. They're in your OneNote. So if you go to OneNote on your device, you can you'll see your name. You click on that, it opens up a notebook, and in there are your contest standards. I'll also be sending you the link to the updates in case your contest has last minute updates. Okay, so the week of state, the goal by then is that you're totally prepared. You're just doing run-throughs, final practice, etc. If you need a judge, if you want somebody to sit there and watch you do your speech or watch your group do the presentation, I can arrange that, but I need to know soon, and we'll be probably putting a thing out on Remind about a day or two that we'll try to have some folks actually there after school to look at y'all and to do your evaluations. Um, Stage your equipment that week. So the week of state, what this means is, let's say you've got to take 2 laptops and you've got to take a display board and you've got to take props. We need to put all those in one place. And they'll most likely be in my room or the courtroom. If someone's got stuff set up, do not go through it. Please don't go in there and mess with anybody else's stuff. Our goal with staging the equipment is that we don't miss anything. Wednesday after school, Officer Hart is probably going to be there at least an hour to preload everything we can that night, particularly the technology and things like that. And we'll finish loading on Thursday morning as far as your luggage. Pack over a couple of nights. Make sure you have a full uniform. Make sure you have everything you think you need. Make sure you bring medicines too. Every year a kid gets a head cold. Every year a kid gets upset stomach. Make sure you pack all that stuff. Imodium, Tums, Advil, Benadryl, whatever you think you can need. With 118 kids going, one of y'all is going to get sick. Please pack some medicines for yourself. And then finish everything early that week. When you load the bus, we're done. I had a student ask if we had access to a printer at state. No, you're not going to be able to do anything once we get to state. We won't have access to materials or anything. We're nowhere near a place we can buy those things. So when you load the bus, you are ready to compete. All right, Thursday. Let's go over the schedule. Some of y'all had some anxiety, so I'm going to go through this really quick. You're going to go to first, second, third period on Thursday, and then at 11:30 when the bell rings, you're going to come to my room. Before school, you drop off your luggage in Officer Hart's room. That's 1433. You're going to drop the luggage in the back of his classroom. That's 1433, okay, down by Coach Bennett's office. We're going to load everything. You're going to be assigned to a group by chaperone. So let's say that you have Miss Cassio. Miss Cassio's color, let's say, is yellow. Then there'll be a yellow yarn or a yellow tape that you're going to put on all of your bags, all of your equipment, so that we can unload the truck by color, and then a chaperone group can go to where their colors are and find all of their equipment and all of their luggage. So in that morning, you'll learn more about that on Thursday morning. Then when we load the truck will already be loaded. We're going to be loading that thing up, and then also very important, your luggage and your backpack. When you get on the bus at 11:30, whatever you have in your hand, you will be carrying until 10:30 at night. Let me repeat that. When you get on the bus at 11:30, whatever's in your hand will be with you until 10:30 that night. So make sure that you put your book bag on the truck, Put a yellow yarn on it if you're Miss Cassio's group, whatever. Put everything on the truck. Don't go on the bus with anything but the critical stuff you need that day, okay? We're going to drop you guys off at the airport about 12:30. You're going to have lunch at the airport. There's a food court there. Plenty of food, a lot of choices. At 2 o'clock we're going to get back over to the expo, which is a lot of fun stuff. You'll have a good time with that. Some of y'all burn through that in 30 minutes to an hour. Some of y'all want to be there all day. It's a lot of fun. Then we'll start getting you guys over to the testing center to get your PDP test. You will be sent a link in a few days to the PDP practice exam. Basically, if you study and memorize that practice exam, you will ace the PDP. PDP stands for Professional Development Program. It's stuff from about how to be courteous, how to get a job. It's got all kinds of questions on there, but we will give you the exam and it has the answers. If you don't make 100 on it, that's dumb that you did all this work to go to state and then you didn't take the time to memorize a test. We're literally going to give you the answers to. Last year, our tactical team won state because of the PDP test. The PDP test is the tiebreaker. So because the other school didn't take the PDP seriously, we got gold medals. So the PDP is very important. I'll send you the link to that soon. I'll also send you some links about contest updates. About that as well. But the thing at 3:30, some of your contests also have knowledge tests. A number of competitions have knowledge tests, and you'll be taking those at that time as well. 5 o'clock, we're heading back over to the airport to eat dinner. 6 o'clock, you come back to the courtesy corps meeting. And, well, not all of you. It'll be about 12 of y'all that are doing the courtesy corps. You'll know who you are when we get there. If everything goes perfectly at 6:30, we're going to be able to give you room keys and you'll be able to get in your room and take your luggage up. If it doesn't go perfectly, it may not be until 10:30, and there's nothing I can do. I've got 35 hotel rooms. We're at the Marriott, which is fantastic because the location is right by the conference, but the Marriott is the hardest hotel to do large groups with. They're horrible. Last year it took us 8 hours to get all our keys. So you're just going to have to be patient. If you just go ahead and pretend I'm not getting into my hotel until 10:30, you'll probably be happier that day. The opening session is at 8. We'll be wearing our Cambridge Skills USA shirts from this year. If you need extras, we got extras. We'll get those out when we give you uniforms. And you'll be wearing comfortable pants or shorts. Girls, shorts better be normal shorts, not these things that your t-shirt is longer than your shorts. You will not be allowed to wear that on Thursday. You need to be dressed nicely. Pants preferred. We just need to look nice all day. We're going to go to the opening session. We'll probably still be in our school t-shirts and or jeans or whatever, or khakis or decent shorts at 8 o'clock. And then there's an opening, takes about an hour to 90 minutes. After the opening session ends, we'll actually meet together afterwards in that same room and have the last time we'll all be together before you guys start competing, and we'll get a lot of important announcements. Friday, most of you guys are going to be waking up 6 or before 6. I know you're thinking, oh Lord, you have been planning for months for this. You have been focusing. You've paid to go. You're going to get up early, and we're going to do our best. So that's the reason we're there, is to do awesome. We're going to run to the airport to get breakfast about 6:45. A big group will go over. That's voluntary. Some of y'all bring breakfast. I'll explain that in a minute. Some of the competitions leave as early as 7:15. I know one of the technology competitions that Con is in, I think he has to be on a bus at like 7:15. Most of you, though, will be actually reporting at 8 for your orientations. Courtesy Corps report at 8. You may get to your orientation and find out you don't have to be back until 11 or even at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You don't know. That's what the orientation's all about. So that orientation's critical. You're there, you're on time, and you're in uniform. You will have lunch tickets, so lunch on Friday will be provided, and you'll be helping me out all day too. We run 5 competitions, so I'll actually be probably grabbing some of y'all to help us with, you might be somebody got hurt in a tornado or something, So when you're not competing, once your competition is finished, you will take all your competition materials back to your room, and you will get out of your uniform and get comfortable, and we'll get together and start doing some stuff. By about 5, you'll be able to pick up any kind of projects that were drop off, like displays, notebooks, things like that, and then we'll go over to the airport about 5 to eat dinner. 7 o'clock is the delegate sessions. About 12 of you guys are going to be delegates. And only those will go to that. So most of y'all have some downtime after that. Last year, a group stayed at the airport and had ice cream and coffee and just kind of chilled out at the airport. That's some people, whatever. We'll do that. At 9, everybody who's a delegate votes, and all of us will get together and go into the dance. I make you go to the dance because most of you end up having a ton of fun at the dance. After 9:15, if you're thinking, hey, this is just, I'm not going to do this, I want to go up to my bedroom, that's fine, okay? But remember, there's no girls and guys room, no guys and girls rooms. That's mandatory, okay? So, you're not going to go, so stay at the dance, have more fun. Everybody does. It's a lot of fun. Saturday morning, we're going to get up really early again because we have to load the luggage by 6:45 and be out of the hotel rooms. We're going to go over as a big group to the airport and then come back for the awards ceremony. The awards ceremony starts at 9. The earliest you can leave the awards ceremony is about 11. It's rude for us to leave. I know we've got prom, but none of you should have anything planned before noon. And if you leave at 11, you still have plenty of time to get home if you've got prom. It's just we're the largest school group, and if everybody started leaving at 9:15 and 9:30 and 10, we can't do that. So we're going to get there at 9. About 11 o'clock, if your reward has already been called or your competition's already been named. If your parents are there, I'll tell you how to sign out on Saturday. You'll sign out with us and go ahead and go. We will have a bus leaving at 11:30 for people that want to go ahead and get back for prom or whatever. I would hope most of you're not going to prom. If you're not in a rush, you'll stay till the 12 o'clock bus. We have a bus that'll be leaving about 12:15, the second bus, and then the last bus leaves at 1. The later bus, if you win state, you are supposed to stay for a national competition packet and some stuff. If you're going to prom, don't worry. You'll talk to me. We'll check you out. You'll go on and go to prom. I'll take care of getting your packet and everything. If prom's not a big deal, please stay for that meeting. It's extremely important. But nonetheless, we'll have the last transportation leave after that. And then what'll happen is from 1 to 2, everybody's got to go by the school and pick up their luggage and equipment because that's when Officer Hart will be there with the truck. He might get there a little bit before 1. So if you're going to go get your nails done, then you need to send your dad or mom to swing by to pick up your luggage and equipment from 1 to 2 because that's when you've got to pick it up. So be ready for that as well. So that's just the only way we can kind of work it out with 118 people. Even if your parents pick you up, you'll need to pick that. It'll still already be in the truck. Some details here. First of all, groceries and meals. You're going to buy yourself lunch on Thursday. You'll have dinner Thursday, Friday. You'll have breakfast Friday, Saturday. And you'll want a snack at the awards thing because it goes on until right at lunchtime. If you want to bring groceries, nothing can be in Kroger bags. They need to be in coolers or they need to be in like totes with lids. So if you and your 3 roommates want to get together and go to buy stuff, that's okay, but it needs to be put on the truck in a container to go on a truck. If you're bringing something that's got to stay cold, like say you want to bring milk for cereal, you've got to put that in a cooler and ice it down. And remember, very important to remember, you may not get to that cooler until 10:30 that night. So, I would almost not bring anything that has to stay cold. But no Kroger bags. Things get all over the truck that way. You need to have your food. If you're bringing food, you need to bring it in a container that's got that's got lids inside. Some kind of totes or a cooler that's not got ice in it would be great too. Just put your name on it. So you can bring groceries to save money. You can bring yourself drinks, things like that. Let me explain where we're staying. We're staying at the Georgia International Conference Center. It's next to the parking deck for the airport. There is nothing around there within easy distance that has food, drinks, fast food, nothing. So we won't be able to take you to go get groceries once we get there. You won't be able to run down the street to the convenience store and grab a iced coffee. There's none of that. The only place you'll be able to go would be either the hotel vending area, which is extremely expensive, or go to the airport with a chaperone and go get food, which is extremely expensive. So if you want to bring snacks, it's a great idea. While I'm there, let me be clear, you cannot go anywhere without a chaperone off site. We're in the middle of College Park. Let's just say it's an extremely dangerous place for you to go, oh, I'm going to walk down the street. We may never see you again. So no, we don't do that. So you got the meals again. That's going to be lunch Thursday. You're going to have dinner Thursday, Friday. You're going to have breakfast Friday, Saturday. Clothing. I'm going to have a list when you pick up your uniform of what your uniform and what you're supposed to wear at the conference. It is a professional conference. You're supposed to be dressed nice, not super nice. I mean, a nice T-shirt that looks nice and some jeans is okay. Just dress nicely. We don't want I don't want this look that the girls are in right now where like their shirts longer than their shorts. Absolutely not. That's not professional. You wouldn't wear that in a professional environment. Once you're in your room at night or, in your room hanging out, just for a few hours, I don't care if you're in shorts and a t-shirt just relaxing. You're totally okay. But when you leave that hotel room, you represent us. Rooming. Rooming is already done. We've already got it assigned by reservation. We had some problems in recent trips with kids changing rooms. That will not happen on this trip. When we have curfew at 11:30, you're in that room for the night. Your chaperone's checking you off. Everybody in that room has to stay in that room all night. If you have an emergency at 3 a.m. and you've got to go get a Sprite because you have an upset stomach, you have to call your chaperone in their room, wake them up, and they have to walk you down. This is just for your own protection, and also because we had some trouble on a trip recently, and it wasn't huge. It just ended up being the entire group was waiting on 2 kids because we couldn't find them literally in the hotel. And they fell asleep in the wrong room. Anyway, that's not going to happen again. So just be clear. You're going to be in your room after curfew. You're not in there very much. You're going to curfew 11:30. You're getting up at 6. It's not like you're going to be doing much in the room anyway. Sports. If you have a sports conflict on that Thursday or Friday, which should only be games, all of your coaches should not make you come back for a practice. If you've got a problem, let me talk to that coach. I will straighten it out. The only reason you should be needing to come back would be for a sporting event. I need to know immediately, which would be an email form, not a text. It needs to be email from you and preferably from your parent detailing what sporting event it is, what time the thing is at, and we will make arrangements. Most likely, like if I know 2 of y'all have gymnastics and you're going to work that out as a carpool together. If you've got 3 guys that have to go to a lacrosse match, go ahead and plan that transportation together. So when you email me, you're like, hey, the 4 of us have this lacrosse match on Friday night at 7. So-and-so's mom's picking us up at this time. So-and-so's dad's bringing us back that night. If you already have that worked out and you can send me an email, that would be fantastic. But we can work around that. It's only for games though, and no, students cannot drive. We can put you on MARTA, and mom and dad can pick you up at the MARTA station on 400. Mom and dad can put you back on the MARTA station. At the MARTA station, we can pick you up at the airport, but students cannot drive to the conference. That's actually a county policy. While we're on county policy, we have to search your bags before they get put on the truck. That's county policy, and we have to do room checks at least once a night. So just, there's a lot of stuff we have to do that's policy. But sports, go ahead and email me. Expectations, we're Cambridge Skills. In 5 years, we've got the top reputation in the state. We're number 1 in the nation. You will not do anything to alter that reputation. I want to be very clear on that. You'll hear this from me again in the future. But everywhere we go, people know Cambridge is a tough competitor, but they know that we're polite and nice people. That will not change. With that comes a warning. Last year, a group of kids from a school decided to smoke marijuana in their room. The entire school was sent home. The entire school full of kids that had trained for months were dropped out of their competitions and sent home because of the behavior of 6 kids. That absolutely will not happen on my watch and will not happen at Cambridge High School. To be clear, if you violate the law, if you bring an illegal substance or alcohol, your parents can pick you up at the College Park Police Station. I am not kidding. If you don't know me, I am the guy that actually had a kid drink on a Europe trip. I put him on an airplane the next day, and it cost his family $1,400. He was in Greece for a day and flew home. I do not play around with stupidity. If you want to make bad choices on your time here in Bilton and Alpharetta, that's on you and your parents. When you're with me, you live by a strict standard because we're the best. We act right. We do the right thing. You will not jeopardize our team. You will not jeopardize our delegation. We're running a state officer again. All of that would be jeopardized by you deciding to do something stupid. So do not even think about it, okay? And I know this doesn't pertain to 97% of y'all. Y'all are phenomenal kids. A couple of you guys and girls, you just need to Anyway, we're going to have a phenomenal trip. We're going to have a fantastic time. One last thing I want to tell you, no matter what it is you need, no matter what it is you need to succeed, you need to let us know. We will get it. We will do whatever is necessary to make you successful at state. We have 118 competitions we're involved in this year, or competitors this year, and we're running a state officer for the 5th straight time, and we're going to have the best state event ever, and you're going to be a part of it. It's going to be awesome. Don't forget to take your quiz when it comes through.